The idea here is that the way financials are going, I don't think we are going to stop anytime soon, be it 50 DMA, the 200 was screamed through. I think we should be heading towards 10,800. Sure, you can pause, you can gap up a little bit, but I would sell into all such gap ups because if financials don't turn, I think every day you gap up and then you close at the lower end of the range. So that tax cut bit is probably done and dusted. So that way, even today, while we are lower than where we closed, you want to sell into this 35-40 point gap up, and chances are today's gap up will also fail. Yes, you would trade on the short side because once this 11,050 zone starts to collapse, like we saw on Monday, all kinds of stocks, cement, construction, everything will start to drop off. So that way, metals are weak. JSW Steel is a sell with a stop of 213, target of 198. Indiabulls Housing continues to make fresh lows, so that's a sell with a stop of 231, target of 215. ACC is a sell with a stop of 1455, target of 1400. NCC is a sell with a stop of 4850, target of 42. And Britannia is a buy with a stop of 2920, target of 3040.
It's difficult to say what the markers will be and whether there will be more lows. So which means that the markets are completely unpredictable for me. See, what we have done is we have given up almost all the gains that came because of the corporate tax cut. It is not as if we have fallen from the pre-corporate levels. We haven't done that. We must remember this. Now, these gains have been dissipated first because some of them were inflated, and second, the world markets are also weak. But are we going to go lower from here? It's something that is not visible on the charts. I mean, the answer is not available. It could be anybody's guess. So my view is that we should have only one view in this market. If this market gives a dip and stabilizes, then we want to buy. That hasn't happened, but whenever it happens, the first support level is 11,050. If that support holds, then I would only be a buyer in this market. And intraday, you can do whatever you like. The Nifty bank, unfortunately, is much weaker. So just let it be. Let the Nifty first give signs of life. Then we'll focus on the banks. Zee is a buy. Zee has seen a bear market. On Friday, I think the first signs that this decline is coming to an end has come. It's a high risk buy. It's worth taking that trade. These are all positional buying opportunities, not intraday. Intraday, I cannot say what will happen in the next 5 minutes. Divi's Lab has already been in an uptrend. That uptrend persists and continues. It's been outperforming. I think you should be looking to buy it. And thirdly, Mindtree, which is building a very attractive 3-month base. It's inching upward. There could be a breakout anytime. It's worth buying into. So there are 3 buy opportunities on different reasons. And NMDC is an intraday short sell.
I think on Monday also I suggested that if we don't cross 11, 250, 260 zones and recapture the 200 average, I think we will kind of taper off from there. We just recovered a bit, hit a high of around 11, 233 and then sold off from there. The idea that the structure is weak, we are slightly oversold, so that's my worry. But I think we'll still advise holding on to put option position and turn positive only if we start getting past 11, 250, 260. And on the downside, I think we have been looking at targets of around 11,080, 70 to begin with. Maybe even 10,985, 10,960 zones could also be revisited. So for the time being, we are slightly oversold, but there is no sign of reversal as yet. So hold on to your put options positions. Once we get a reversal or some kind of a signal on the upside, then I think we'll look at getting into longs. And on a level basis, I think only about 11, 250, 260 would we be aggressive on the long side. I think that's a stock which gave us strong intraday buys. So I have a stop at 29.29, look for targets of around 30.10. The other buy which I have on my list is Adani Ports come down to support levels. Buy with a stop below 390, look for a rally to about 408. And I have 2 sells as well. Ambuja has broken very key support level of 189, 190. So I think on a mild pullback, Ambuja could be a good sell. Keep a stop at about 192. Try to sell around 187, 188. Look for 175 as the target. And Tata Steel is the final call. Sell with a stop at 332 for targets of 306.